All right, peeps. So we had done this animation from before, the thing with the bird, caca, right? And when it plays out, this is the clip. We'll play the project file. It starts off here, and then immediately just starts panning down at a very constant rate. What we happened to, or what we didn't do rather, is we did not use the time profile, right? So I forgot to show you the time profile from before. Is how do you get this thing to be much smoother in terms of how it's animated, the camera movement, rather than linear. So the movement really takes place in clip number 2, right? So you can see it goes from here to here, right? But the time profile gives us here, and by the way, you have to be on the camera tool first of all to see the time profile. And if you click on the time profile, it gives you right now a linear um, animation. If we were to, for example, move this, you can see it would be very linear in its movement, right? So the animation would actually just take place very, 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 very constant, right? So if we were to put this here, you'd see that there. And if we were to just take our time and move the timeline, you can see the animation happening like this. And then the bird comes in right there, kind of just on that. So what if we wanted the animation to be smoother, right? What if we wanted it to not start off this, but we want to ease in to the action it's taking? So right now the interpolation of this thing is linear, which gives us a point by point value. So if we wanted to move things, you just add a point at another point, right? And of course, it going downwards would mean it's going to go backwards for a little bit. So let me show you how that would look if we were to do this. And then afterwards just stops immediately and jumps backward for a second or two and then goes forward again, which is not what we wanted. We're just showing you how that works. So I'll just delete that point and that point. Cool. So if I want to make this thing spline based or polynomial, right, we can actually click on this thing here and you actually have the ability to make it much smoother. So we want the animation to start off not so fast, but rather it smooths into the action it's going to take. And you can actually use now this, so it starts off nicely gliding into that, but then the bird appears, and let's say we want the bird to appear right afterwards. So we're going to take this thing and just kind of shift it up a bit, and we know the bird's going to appear about here. So I'll take this up just a smidge more so that the bird appears about there. It's going to do that. The camera's probably going to move a little faster than the bird, right? And we want to kind of move just a smidge slower. So I'm just going to take this down a bit just to follow it. And the bird's supposed to fly off scene. Probably here. Maybe we take this down. This last point down. So it doesn't go all the way completing the animation, but it could possibly stop. Right? It slows down to where the waterfall would be. Right? We want it to stop here, so moving this up is not so bad. Perhaps it would stop there, waterfall is rushing. But you want it to slow down into that movement. You have to be careful about how this looks because polynomial is gonna, interpolate the whole thing in a more proper sense. So as we play with it, it's good to scrub through the timeline just to check if everything is running how it's supposed to run. Right, so let's play this clip over again, see what we'll get. So it smoothly goes in, comes down, kind of takes its time going down. This bird is there, right? Right, so what happens at the end, however, it kind of just pivots back a bit. Trying to make sure that that is all the way at the top. We'll play it again. You can do something like this. Right, so that's how that works. That's an interpolation. Just to mention, you inside the bin, you can load profiles, save profiles. So if, for example, you like this particular movement or smoothness of this movement here, you can always save it, add to bin, save profile, right? But you also have presets that there's already done. So if you wanted to see how these would look, you simply click on them. Let me save myself or add this to the bin, and I'll call this smooth bird flight. Press OK, right? In my bin, let's see what I have. Smooth bird flight pops up right there, right? I can always remove it, right? Let's see what spline looks like. So spline might be a little bit different. So let's delete some of the points that we have here, and there. Spline I think gives you more control because it doesn't mess around with the previous ones too much. Alright, so we say we want to slow down at the top, want to begin. So let's delete this one. Begin slowly, end slowly. Right, this is what your interpolation would look like. Let's see what it would look like now if we scrub the timeline. Starts off really slow, just eases into the action. A bird appears, but the bird is kind of, slow. I'm gonna pull this back a bit. I don't want a bird to just appear like that. You want a bird to come into scene very. So you can see that its spline's a bit sharper than the polynomial. Right, so that there. Right, and if that plays out like it does, let's play the whole project. It starts off there, and afterwards it slowly glides down. Bird there flapping with its two frames, right? And that's how you'll be able to create a nice little panning animation. Of course, there's other ways you could actually create using the multiplaning camera. That's another lesson. Also, Toom has a very excellent tutorial. I recommend checking it out. I'll probably put a link in the description, and I'd say just go there and find out how to use that. So thank you for watching and have a good day. God bless you.